Hey Bike, it's me Ian, and in today's video we're carrying on with our Carry On series. Yes, this is actually number 9 in the series. We've still got a long way to go, but yeah. Also, this is Carry On Spying. Yes, Carry On Spying. What a film this is. Also, it's the last one to be filmed in black and white. Yes. Oh, we're full of information here, aren't we? Yes, we are. So we've had before this Carry On Jack, if you remember that one. And then after this, we've got Carry On Cleo, all from 1964. Yeah, they were certainly putting them out, weren't they? They certainly were. And the quality is excellent. I mean, they're still so funny. They're still inventive. I think the change of scripts has been really a good idea. Anyway, we're going to get that in a minute. It's 87 minutes long, which is, standard again. On Rotten Tomatoes, now, shock horror, it's got 83%. Wow. Now, that is unusual. I don't know even if we've had that high for a carry-on film. This is how well it's thought of. And I can see reasons why. It did so well at the box office as well. We'll go into, I think, the reasons why it was such a success, as they say. Well, as I said, it's written by Talbot Rothwell, who's really now adding a lot of freshness to the scripts again, expanding them, the ideas, the humour, wonderful. And this time he's also partnered with Sid Collin. Now, he is really, I suppose you say famous, going to be for his scripts on Up Pompeii from 1969 to 1970. Yeah, you remember the Frankie Howerd series? It was such a big success, that was. Anyhow, he was involved in that. As usual, produced by Peter Rogers. He's on to a real winner now. He knows it, and look what's happening. And then, as usual, in the skillful hands of Gerald Thomas, the film is directed by him. So, great direction as always. Just captures so much of the carry-on feel. Yeah, and it's the scripts, everything. Now, it's filmed at Pinewood Studios, and the interesting thing is in this is that there's no locations. It's all studio based. They had to build a lot of sets. In fact, it did actually go over budget as well, which that plays that at first, but I don't think they'd be too worried because it did so well. But yeah, it did go over budget. It's also interesting when we look at the cast because there's no Sid James, there's no Kenneth Connor, there's no Hattie Jacques. Aha. So let's see who there is. We've got, heading the cast, Kenneth Williams. Oh, yes, he plays Desmond Simpkins. He's the code name Red Admiral. I love that they do all this secret agent stuff. And, well, he's hilarious. His character, he's just developing himself with his comic timing, everything about him. The physical performance as well. It's wonderful. It's just there. Then we've got Charles Hawtrey. Well, yeah, I mean, you can't have these films without Charles Hawtrey. Even he's just amazing. He plays now Charlie Bind. Originally, he was going to be called James Bind. Now, that does sound a bit Bondish, doesn't it? And exactly, they were threatened with legal action, and they didn't want any of that, so they changed its name to Charlie. So it became Charlie Bind. His code name was Yellow Peril. Then we saw the return of Bernard Cribbins, absolutely a master of comedy again in this. I don't need to talk anymore about Bernard Cribbins. We just know how good he was and all the things he's been involved in. Absolute legend. Bernard Cribbins. I can't praise him enough. Though this, I think, is his last Carry On film appearance. But he's spot on. He's just so funny and he works well with the cast. Everything about him is great. Then we have got the introduction. Yes. Barbara Windsor. This is Barbara Windsor's first appearance. She plays Daphne Honeybutt. Honeybutt. The names again, we're still getting those names. And her name is, unfortunately, as I keep making jokes of, her code name is Brown Cow. Yes. And then she's great. Again, she's straight into the role and all the jokes about a bust and everything. It's all there and there's so much innuendo. But she's so good in this role. As we know, as she carries on in the Carry On films. Carry-ons in the Carry On films. Hey, I'm getting clever. No, not really. But anyhow, it's a joy to see her. It's just great. She's so good as well. Involved in the slapstick, the physical comedy. Fantastic. Yeah, I love it. Then we've got Jim Dale again. He's now becoming a regular. He's popping up all over. He does quite a lot in this. He pops up all over the place. He plays Carstairs. He's the sort of the front sort of secret agent contact. He pops up everywhere. He's very good. Then we've got the return of Eric Barker playing the chief, the boss. Now, I say the return, he was in Carry On Sergeant, 1958, Carry On Constable, 1960. He has this authority kind of figure, but he's always a bit of a, it's wonderful stuff. And then, of course, he didn't appear again in a Carry On film until Carry On Emmanuel in 1978. So there we are. But he's his usual self in this, fantastic. Then we've got a face who you immediately think, well, he's very familiar, isn't he? He was a standard face that you saw in British films, comedy. Not always big roles, but he was there. Some not comedy as well. He did play straighter roles. But that is Richard Wattis, who plays Cobley. Now, I like my Hammer film connections. He was in The Abominable Snowman of 1958. Hey, we've got a Hammer film connection. You gotta love it, haven't you? And also, I like the fact he was in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. It's not a very big role, but I just always remember his lines. He goes, name, and Dick Van Dyke goes, Whistling Sweets. And he goes, Mr. Whistling Sweets. I thought that was hilarious as a kid. I don't know why, but I did. I thought it was very funny. He's in that role. It's not a very big role, but I just remember it so well. And Chitty Bang Bang is one of my all-time favourite films. Yes, I know. You wouldn't believe it. There I am. All these films I go on about, Blade Runner or what have you, and I don't know, Halloween, Curse of Frankenstein, all these, and there I am. I've got Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, yes. Then, but just another thing that is important, I think, is the more connections, is he was quite an important part in Sykes, the BBC comedy series with, yes, Eric Sykes and, yes, Hattie Jakes. Yeah, so we've got that connection. And he's the neighbour. I remember him, well, because we used to just watch Sykes. Like, it was one of those things. You switch on the TV, Sykes was on, and love it. It was such a funny series, and I've raved about it before, especially with Hattie Jake's performance. But yeah, he's an important part of that, isn't in that. Then we've got the return of Dilys Lay playing Lila. Now, she was in Carry On Cruising, if you remember, from 1962. She's going to appear in Carry On Doctor, 1967, and also the iconic, I'm afraid we have to always say it because it's always going to be mentioned, Carry On Camping, 1969. She's in that, yes. I remember her well in that. Yeah, fantastic. Then we've got Judith First playing Dr. Crow. Yes, the Dr. Crow character. You've got to love that. She was in Carry On Regardless. All these were very small roles, and also in Carry On Cabby. Yeah, 1963's Carry On Cabby, which was a wonderful film. Well, they're all good, aren't they? We haven't had a bad one yet. No, I don't know whether we will. Well, we might do. I don't know, but no. Excellent. So that is the cast, right? So what is the film about? What is the premise of the film? Well, a British spy, Desmond Simpkins, is ordered by his boss, the chief, to, with these 3 new recruits, to retrieve a stolen secret formula, which has been stolen by an agent of Stench. Yes, Stench. Oh, yes, Stench. I love the name. And you're already getting an idea about the spoof quality of this film, because it is a lot of it is a spoof of James Bond. But there are other bits of spoof in their spy films, like The Third Man, for instance, or Modesty Blaze. We've got that elements in there. But the Bond bit runs through it, even on the poster with the gun, and but this, I love it. Kind of stench. It's still making me laugh. It's great, and the villain, the bass, always what we have in a Bond film. The sort of bit of sci-fi elements about the craziness of these things that go on in the bass, and all the stuff that I absolutely love. It's all here, and they're all enjoying, really having a good laugh about it. You can see why the public loved it. The public, they were into James Bond. Dr. No, don't forget, was massive. And the Carry On people were taking it on. I don't think the James Bond people were that pleased, but why shouldn't they have been that pleased? Because publicity was good for them as well. But they do it so well, and it's still funny. I love it. They've managed to just get everything right, and say, I can't fault it in that sense. It's so funny. It really is funny. You just can't help but laugh and enjoy it, and right up to the end, it just flows along beautifully. You just, all the gags, the jokes, you just love it. And as I say, everybody is on top of form, and it really looks like they're enjoying doing it. They just loving doing this. You can see it's just fantastic. I mean, that is a good sign when a cast looks like they're really enjoying what they're doing. In comedy particularly, it's very important. And because comedy is not easy. It's not easy at all. It's an art in itself to be able to do that, especially when you're doing kind of even your own stunts almost in some of these situations. It's amazing. what these people do, and it's all choreographed to some extent, and you can't say that. And I say Barbara Windsor, she just fits in, just fits in. Absolutely love it. Yeah, that's it. I highly recommend it. I'm still enjoying and laughing about it, I think, because it actually, watching it now again, has made me realize even more how clever it was, how spot on it was. And you can't say fair than that. I mean, look, it's 1964, this, and it's just got the atmosphere, it's got the time, it's just there, and I can't praise it enough. So if you've not seen that, I would see it. Don't forget, it's the last black and white one, and I've heard some people sort of almost saying, it's in black and white, as if the black and white ones were lesser. But as we know, as I've hopefully shown you, the black and white ones are just as good as the colour ones, definitely. And they're all part of the history of how they develop, and they're fantastic. And I love this film. I'm going on, I know. So we'll just do what I normally do, which is show you the box set again. Yes, the box set. It's got them all here, apart from Carry On Columbus. Fantastic films. So that is number 9. So next we've got coming up number 10, which is Carry On Cleo. Wow. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. If you're new, please subscribe, because then we'll let you know when I produce these videos. Also, if you like it, please give it a like. It costs no, and it all helps with algorithms, so more people maybe will enjoy these videos, which would be great. If you've got any comments, please stick those comments down here. Put them down and say what you think about these films. Because I'll tell you something, they're really grand. They really are. And that's all I've got to say, really. So I'll see thee again.